Hello, everyone. This is Rodney Walker, and today I'm excited to have with me a very special guest, Frye. She is the president of CNI, and she's also a member of our Get Funded in the Circle, and I'm so happy to introduce her to you. So welcome today, Iris.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here today.
You know, I'm excited about you being here as well. You know, I was just getting a chance to listen to some of your story, and after I started hearing just a bit of it, I said, you know what, we gotta introduce Iris to the community and let people know some of the fabulous things that she's doing. So let's start in the very beginning. Why don't you take us back and just tell us about who you are?
Well, I am definitely someone that comes from one of the worst neighborhoods in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm a teenage mother and a teenage wife. And I realized that I wanted a better existence. So I start doing things in order to achieve that. So I went to school as an adult, and I am currently working on my doctorate. So
Wow,
I always tell people, never, never give up. Never.
that's awesome. So you start off teenage mother, and now you're in a situation. Did you have to at that time? You know, that had to be scary, I'm sure, for you, but you overcame some obstacles. What was it like for you as a teenager now, you know, faced with having to raise some children and then having to kind of pick your life up to where it is now?
It was very hard. And like I state when I do mentoring, you have to have a hunger in order to want to get out of that situation. I grew up with gangs, gunshots, drugs, and I knew that that's not what I wanted for myself or for my Black male children. So in order to achieve that, I had to tell myself, never define myself, never put limits on myself. And that's what I did. So,
Wow, that's excellent. And so then you started going back to school
mhm.
and then start building the life that you have now. What was the most challenging part of doing something like that?
Well, actually being in a class with a whole bunch of children, and here I'm 30, I'm in my 30s, and actually I ended up going to school at the same time my sons were in college. And
Wow.
now that was a really good thing because like I told them, if I can get an A, I was in the National Honor Society. If I could get an A, C's were unacceptable. So they hated that.
See your way out. So
Exactly.
they were literally going to the school with you.
Yes. And that was not a good thing for them because they wanted to party and do everything. And I was sitting there reading books and studying till 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was hard, but it was also rewarding because a lot of the students, they came to me for advice. They looked up to me, and that made me a better person because I knew what my story was. And like when I mentored, I told them, never let someone tell you that you can't do it, because a lot of them, some of them were failing, some of them came from different backgrounds, and it was very rewarding.
I mean, I can imagine that just that whole scenario. I can just imagine seeing your kids in the classroom with you and you being an example. What do they say now? Because they're now passed through that phase of life, and where are they now, by the way?
Okay, I have a Navy officer who just completed his master's degree in human
Oh,
resource law. I have an engineer and I have a veterinarian. So
wow.
um, they they tell me, thank you, mom. They say, thank you for instilling in us that fortitude and in order to keep going. Like when they wanted to give up, they thought about me. When they were tired, they thought about their mom. And today they are thankful. My son just told me that yesterday. He's stationed overseas and he's coming back home. And he said, I wouldn't have made it without you. And
Wow.
I'm thankful. I
That's
truly
awesome.
am.
That is awesome. Give me a high five for that one. That's awesome. Give me a high five. There you
Hey.
give me a there we go. You know, I love hearing stories like this, and I love seeing people that just overcome odds. And you definitely have done that. And then not only just overcome odds, you've done it at a very high level to help raise your sons to be some good men, and that's phenomenal. And then, as a result of all this that you started doing, you branched out and developed not one business but two businesses, one a for-profit as well as one being a nonprofit. Tell us about that, and tell us about the birth of those.
Well, I was actually in one of the biggest corporations as a consultant, and I was making a lot of money for them. And everyone kept on saying, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" Because on the outside, I was branding myself as someone who was championing the African American and underserved communities. And I thought about it and I said, why not put my knowledge together with my passion? And that's when I formed Parity Health Information and Technology. And everyone always says, well, why is it parity? Because it's equality, it's equal. And the underserved community is just as equal as anyone else.
Yes. Wow. So you birthed this out of having your own success there and say, hey, I can do this. I can do this for myself and help a target population that's very important to you as well.
Exactly. And that centered on technology and teaching our providers about health disparities within the African American community. It was about understanding what they were going through, understanding their plight, their personal plight, getting to know them, and also utilizing technology in order to have great quality of care.
That's awesome. And what's it been like so far? And tell me about some of the success that's happened as a result of what you've been doing.
Well, as you know, I actually was named one of the most influential women in health IT through the HIMSS organization. And also I've been nominated for one of the top 25 minority leaders. So,
Awesome.
and also I decided that I wanted to help the community even more. So I started a nonprofit. So it has
Awesome.
been it's been great.
That's awesome. So you've been working these resources. You've been nominated. Your kids have already nominated you as being an awesome mom, and now you're taking the knowledge, technology, and you're creating greater parity. And you said two different areas. You were voted one of the most influential by, was it the same organization or two different organizations?
Two different organizations. The second one was Modern Healthcare, and the first one was the HIMSS organization. So the
That,
HIMSS organization, I've actually gotten a reward. And
all right.
Modern IT, I've been nominated for the award.
That's awesome. And didn't Google come in or somebody else come in and give you some other honors
Yeah.
as well?
Yes, actually, Google is, I've actually received two. Google is one of our partners in dealing with my nonprofit. So, my nonprofit, what I decided to do, I'm an entrepreneur and I wanted to help other people become entrepreneurs in order to invest back in the community in order for, because everyone's leaving our communities. So, I'm teaching entrepreneurs how to invest in their communities. Um, so what we're dealing with is incarcerated persons who are
Uh-huh.
coming back into society, as well as minority women. And
Okay.
I approached Google and I asked them, I said, join me in a partnership in making this better. So Google has actually partnered with me, and I'm great. I'm ecstatic about that. As well as Oracle. Oracle is
Awesome.
giving me one of their best systems, their social impact systems. And they approached me and they said, we want to help you. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. And so you've got these partners coming alongside of you. You're doing stuff in the community. Now, where is the community that you're talking about?
Well, the community I'm talking about is in Huntsville, Alabama, and in the surrounding areas.
Got it. And I know they must be really impressed and excited that you're doing what you're doing. Tell me about some of the work that you've been doing with some of the people in the Alabama, Huntsville area. What have they been saying? What's been happening? What have you been seeing as a result of some of the efforts that you've been doing?
Now that's new because I am a newly implanted resident of Huntsville. Huntsville has become a technology hub, and I wanted to go somewhere with a lot of opportunities. So I did a lot of research, and
Wow.
I, I picked Huntsville.
Wow. Very nice. And you're transplanting from where? Where are you transplanting from?
All over the world. Uncle's town.
Wow.
Courtesy of Uncle Sam.
Got it. Okay, very nice. So now you're in this new area. You've explored, you found that hey, here's great opportunity here. And that's kind of where our paths kind of collided, where we got a chance to connect because now with this nonprofit, you started looking for grant funding. I believe you had a chance to do some recent applying for some grant funding. Tell us about it.
Oh, goodness. First, I want to thank you. I have to thank you. When I saw your personal post, I reached out to you and you immediately came to my rescue, so to speak. And it has been very enlightening for everyone that thinks grants are easy. They're not. It takes a lot of education, mentoring, but it is worthwhile. And so that's what I've been up to when it comes
That's
to
good.
grant.
Yeah, you dove into the process head first and now are in it. And I'm looking forward to hearing some success in the near future because I know I got a chance to connect you with someone. They've been doing some work with you and you guys have been writing and submitting. So that's awesome. And these are grants for the programs that you are doing now in the Huntsville area. And what
Yeah.
if you were to look at what you're doing right now, let's say, for example, the funding starts coming in and you start getting even more success. You got other partners like the Googles and the Oracles and others start coming on. What do you most need right now? And what would be most helpful for you to continue to take what you're doing to the next level?
Well, what I would definitely need, you always need advice, you always need mentoring, because when you have someone that's their wheelhouse and they're a subject matter expert, you always need that someone you can always go to, so to speak. And what I would need basically is to continue to write for these grants in order to bring in the revenue to make the business successful, to marketing, dealing with getting individuals into the program because it is for a business center. So what I would definitely need is how do I secure the funding that's needed to be successful?
Got it. That's good. So you start getting this information, you start getting the funding, you start building this wonderful organization that you have. What do you hope will happen? Let's say, for example, we're projecting out the next 3 to 5 years. What does it look like in your community as a result of this dynamic program that you're bringing to the community?
Well, what it looks like to me is taking the cohorts that I plan on bringing into the program, teaching them to go back out into their community and giving other people tools and resources. So I want to create a type of when Maya Angelou. So I want to be able to teach one in order for others to teach another one. So
Love
that's
it.
my goal. And for them to become vested in where they come from, for them to understand that if you don't do it, no one else will.
Great. That's awesome. Tell me this. Two questions keep popping in my mind. Where did you get this positive mindset? Because I know you've been through and you overcame a lot. Where did you get first of all, where did you get this positive mindset
That's just me. I've had to be positive because if I wouldn't, I would be crying. And the
Yeah.
positive is that my family still resides and where I'm from. And when
Okay.
I go home, I look around
Mhm.
and I want to help so bad. And that's where the positive attitude comes from. So if I'm positive, then I will make the next person positive. So
Awesome. What did you do to develop it? How did you develop it? Because I know a lot of
well,
people who came from some dire, stressful situations, and they are not as positive as you are. But what did you do?
Well, what I did was I looked around and I talked to other people. And just like you stated, there are some people that come from dire situations. And when you help others, it definitely does something to your insides. It does something to you as a person to make you want to be better, to make you want to be more positive, to make you want to, once you know better, you'll do better. And that's what I always tell myself. If I'm walking around with my head down, with an attitude like I can't do it, then whatever you put out in the universe, it comes back to you.
So true. So true. And now you're putting out a lot of good. Sounds like a lot of love, a lot of hope for those that you are getting ready to invest in. How did you go about choosing, in particular, to work with those who were leaving out of the prison population into society again? How did you go about choosing that group and the other groups that you're going to be working
Because I wanted to give them a voice. They didn't have a voice, and I wanted to be the voice for them. I wanted people to see them, hear them, understand them, and learn from them instead of looking just through them. And
with?
when we have those type of communities and populations, that's what we do. So that's how I chose them. I I was passionate about it. I was tired of seeing it. And I was all like, they're better than that.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes, but don't just dehumanize them. Don't take away their human and equal rights because of a mistake or because they're a woman. I'm an African American woman, and I've been tore down. And I'm here to build people up.
Wow, I love it. So you're a builder and you're wanting to build and make lives better. And I can hear it, and I know you're gonna do it because I hear it already in your voice. And I know others will be very much the better for it. So now you're building, you're gonna be investing into this community, you're gonna be getting grant funding in the near future to help do even more. And with it, after you help them, after you get them to a place it sounds like you're wanting them to go back and teach another and keep things kind of moving. What would you say in terms of your organization? Are there other organizations that you're going to be working with right now that in the near future that you kind of identify, say, I want to work with this group? Or what groups would be important for you to have kind of come alongside of you? Because some of our listeners may be a part of some of those groups that may want to come and partner with you.
Sure. It's HBCUs, and I'm open to anyone. I am definitely open to anyone. Um, it doesn't have to be anyone particular. As long as they have a positive mission, a vision, and we can accomplish it together, I'm all in.
That's
And definitely what you stated with the grants, I'm breathing deeply because
yeah. Yeah, that's great. So you have a lot of wonderful things kind of happening, and I'm sure that things are gonna grow and really prosper. You have that positivity, and you're putting out a lot of love, and I'm sure it's gonna come back to you in that regard. With that being said, Iris, is there anything else that you like to let our listeners know any words of encouragement or any bits of advice? Because you're doing something, you're building something that, to my understanding, in your area doesn't currently exist. Is that correct?
Yes, it doesn't exist. You have some people who touch upon it, but you have to be able to have been there to walk that walk in order to talk the talk. And one aspect that I will say to those who are listening is that no one can put you into a box. No one. You don't even put yourself into a box. What you do is you leave that top of the box off and you climb out of it. And you do everything that you can do in order to be successful. Even if it's success in your mind, you don't have to be my success, Rodney's success, but just be your success. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. And also reach out to other people, because you'll never know who can help you. And that's my motto. I just always say, I'm here. So if you want to contact me, I'm willing to be there.
That's excellent. I love what you said, because so often we get in the habit of comparing success to this person's success or what they're doing. And I love that you stated that, and also that you are open to helping other people and being able to be a light for them, to guide them as best as you can based upon the information you have, and being just a wonderful person for them. So that's great. What is the best way for people to reach out to you, to connect with you, so that they can get a chance to either partner with you or come alongside of what you're doing and journeying with you? What's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Sure. My email address is my name, IRIS Frye, FRYE, at CNI-solutions.org.
Very nice. So they can reach you there, contact, find out more information about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and begin to kind of participate with you in different levels. Hey, Iris, it's been so good getting a chance to connect with you today, getting a chance to hear your story and the amazing things that you've been able to do, and how you help your sons, how you're now, working on your PhD. I didn't even get a chance to ask you about the PhD, by the way, the doctor's degree that you're doing. What did you do your study on, by the way?
I'm doing my studies on IT management with a minor or focus on the underserved community. And it states that your zip code should not determine if you live or die.
Hey, that more timely than ever with everything that's going on in the world. And your study is a very important study. Maybe in the future, once you're done, you can maybe check back in with us and let us know. And maybe we can do a show just to focus all on that and get a chance to hear more about that good work. But I want to encourage those that are listening, reach out, connect with her. She's a wonderful woman doing some great things. And I'm excited to have her be a part of our Get Funded Inner Circle. I'm glad to introduce her to you. Wishing you the very best in all you do. And remember, guys out there, be brave, be bold, be brilliant. And all your dealings, take charge. Thanks again for being with me, Iris.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. All the best. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye. All right, let's see.